You know that nightmare where something's watching you in the water? Yeah, meet the saltwater crocodile, nature's perfect killing machine. Okay, so imagine this. You're swimming in tropical water, right? Crystal clear, beautiful day. And then you feel it. A ripple. You look around, nothing. But here's the thing. There's a 20-foot, 2,000-pound armored tank lurking just beneath the surface. And you have no idea. Whew. That's the saltwater crocodile, the largest, most lethal reptile on Earth. And today, we're diving into the absolute madness of how this ancient beast is built. Trust me, stick around, because what evolution did to this thing is straight up terrifying. Alright, let's talk size first. Because honestly, these things are monsters. Adult male salties can hit 20 to 23 feet long. That's longer than most cars. And they can weigh over 2,200 pounds. For real, that's basically a grand piano with teeth. Females? Way smaller. They max out around 10 feet. Still big, but nowhere near the males. It's like comparing a wolf to a grizzly bear. Now picture this thing in the water. Long body, sleek, streamlined. And that tail? Massive, thick, laterally compressed, which is just a fancy way of saying it's flat like a paddle. That tail is their engine. One swipe and they're launching through the water like a torpedo. On land, they've got this low lizard-like crawl. But, and this is wild, they can also do what's called a high walk. They lift their belly off the ground and move with their legs under them, almost like a mammal. And if they need to, they can even gallop. Yeah, gallop. Short bursts, straight nightmare fuel. Okay, now let's zoom in on the head, because this is where it gets insane. First off, the snout. It's long, narrow, pointed, way more streamlined than an alligator's chunky face. And running down the center? Two bony ridges from the eyes to the tip of the snout, like racing stripes, but cooler and scarier. Now the teeth. Oh man, the teeth. Salties have around 66 teeth total. Big, conical, peg-like, built to grab and crush. And here's the kicker. You can see teeth on both the top and bottom jaw even when their mouth is closed. That's how you tell a crocodile from an alligator, by the way. Gators, their bottom teeth tuck away. Crocs? Nah, they're just out there, intimidating you. But wait, it gets better. These teeth wear down, right? From all that bone-crunching action. So what does the croc do? It just grows new ones, over and over, for their entire life. Imagine if you lost a tooth and another one just popped up. That's their reality. And the bite force? The strongest ever recorded in any living animal. We're talking over 3,700 pounds per square inch. Oh, that's enough to snap a cow femur like a breadstick. All right, so you're in the water. You think you're safe because you don't see anything. Wrong. Let me tell you about their sensory superpowers. First, the placement. Eyes, nostrils, ears, all on top of the head, high up, so they can float just below the surface like a log, totally invisible, while still seeing, breathing, and hearing everything. When they dive, little flaps inside their nostrils seal shut, keeps water out. And here's where it gets genius. There's this thing called the palatal valve. It's basically a flap at the back of their throat that seals off the airway from the mouth, so they can open their jaws underwater, grab you, and not drown themselves. Wild, right? Now, their eyes. They've got a third eyelid, transparent, slides across to protect the eye when they're submerged. And at night, forget about it. Vertical pupils. Tapetum, a reflective layer in the back of the eye that bounces light back through the retina. That's what makes their eyes glow in the dark. You've seen it, that eerie green shine. That's the tapetum doing its job. But here's the creepiest part. All over their jaws and head, they've got these tiny little sensory pits. integumentary sense organs, if you want to get technical. But basically, they detect the tiniest pressure changes in the water. A fish flicks its tail 30 feet away, the croc knows. You dip your hand in, the croc knows. You're not sneaking up on this thing. Ever. Now let's talk defense. Because salties aren't just about offense, their whole body is covered in tough, keratinized scales. But on the back, those scales are reinforced with bony plates called scutes, or osteoderms if you're fancy. Basically, it's built-in armor. Like medieval plate mail, but organic. These scutes are thick, dense, and ridged. They protect the crocodile from predators when it's young and from rivals when it's older. But here's the cool part. They also help with thermoregulation. See, crocs are ectotherms, cold-blooded. They can't generate their own heat like we do. So they bask, they lie in the sun, and those scutes on their back, they absorb and radiate heat. Basically, solar panels made of bone. Now, the belly? Different story. Way softer, less armored. That's actually where leather manufacturers harvest the skin. So yeah, the top is a fortress. The bottom? Not so much. Okay, quick anatomy flex. Most reptiles have a 3-chambered heart. Oxygenated and deoxygenated blood mixes a little. It's fine, it works. But crocodiles? 4-chambered heart. Just like us. Just like birds and mammals. Fully separated blood flow. Way more efficient. It's one of the reasons they can be so active and powerful. Honestly, for a reptile that's been around for millions of years, this is shockingly advanced. And when it comes to color, baby salties are pale yellow with black stripes and spots. Cute, honestly. But as they grow, they darken. Adults are usually a greenish-gray, sometimes almost black on top. Belly stays lighter, white or yellowish. Perfect camouflage in murky water. So yeah, the saltwater crocodile. Largest reptile on the planet. Bite force that crushes bones. Senses so sharp they can feel your heartbeat in the water. Armor plating like a tank. And a 4-chambered heart that keeps them running like a machine. This thing survived the asteroid that took out the dinosaurs. And honestly, after learning all this, I totally get why. If you thought that was wild, smash that like button. And subscribe, because next week we're talking about another apex predator that'll blow your mind. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. What's the craziest animal fact you've ever heard?